It's Quinn and Cantera on PYX106.
Quinn and Cantera, PYX106, 1-800-LAW-1010, 1-800-LAW-1010.com. Our buddy Paul Harding on the phone for Martin Harding Mazzotti.
Morning, Paul.
Good morning.
You ever do time in prison, Paul?
I have not, but I've had dreams of that. You know, you watch a movie, all of a sudden no, I haven't.
Well, Paul's here because we saw this story the other day. Advocates are calling for the release of medically vulnerable prisoners. And when I say advocates, it's defense attorneys and advocates, right, Paul?
Sure is, yeah. We got the Legal Aid Society, who's probably the main charging force behind this, but lots of defense attorneys who are looking really around the world. I mean, what we're seeing is it's happening more in South America and China and around the world where they're letting prisoners out, and we're a little less ready to do that, and that's becoming an issue.
Listen to this example. This is from the TU the other day. The guy's 50 years old.
1 year left.
Suffers from asthma, hypertension, heart disease. Has 1 year left, like Quinn said, on a prison sentence for selling $25 of crack cocaine.
It's a guy like that gets a corona for $25 in cocaine. Come on.
Does the governor have to jump in here and do this one fell swoop, or does it go before a judge or anything?
Well, they're going to do this. They can do it case by case, but they don't really have time for that. I think what they're looking at right now is taking a bunch of folks who fit into usually the nonviolent felony crowd, or people that just have weeks or months to go on their sentence. They're going to get out anyway, and just kind of get them out of there quicker. So that would be more of a foul swoop, as they said, just kind of round up, several thousand people, and then get them somewhere, and the question is, where do they go, right? So they're going to go home, and maybe you got to make sure they don't have the virus when they leave. Very complicated.
Cantor, didn't we read a story about a guy, like, they released him or something? He wasn't a murderer, but then he ended up killing somebody. He was
the next day.
Literally the next day.
I mean, you only hear... you hear the most negative stories in the news,
right.
But this, I don't advocate for the release of prisoners who don't do their time.
I just hope there's a plan.
This
you
$25
don't just put them on the street
selling
and
crack
say,
cocaine.
Hope you got a ride in a Buick out front, kind of thing. Help them out.
Michael Cohen got out. Michael Cohen got out.
I'm sure he had people, though.
So what's the rate of success on something like this, Paul?
Well, we don't know. It's sort of unprecedented. They haven't opened up the prisons like this. The federal government came out and said, hey, nonviolent felons really were released. But you've got more of that white-collar crime thing going on in the federal system. So it was sort of earmarked for that a little bit easier. In the state prison system, most of the folks who are in there, again, you do have the drugs, but most of them do fall into that violent felony piece. So I think at this point, we're just going to probably have people think they're going to do it because we have there's been over 1,000 staff members at the facilities and 2 deaths from COVID-19. So we are trying to protect the folks who work there.
Well, I love how they're trying to make the same rules that were made to apply to like a white collar situation. Where the guy may have bankrupted your Nana for $900,000 and killed her, but did the same thing as $25 in crack to those people. It drives me nuts.
It's a class war.
It does that.
So Paul, do you think that when we come through on the other side of this virus, that the prison system will have to change and adapt?
Well, again, we have I think 2.3 million folks who are in prison, which is the highest percentage of any population in the country, right? So we just put people in prison is what we do. So are they going to now change that? Probably not. Build more prisons? There's no money left, right? We come out of this, the economic fallout is going to be far and wide. So what I see happening is procedures being a little bit different, cleaning a little bit different, but I just see it probably just going real quiet and no longer being a news item. But probably over the next month or 2 or 3, this is where the virus is going to ravage. We're going to see it in the prison.
We're going to score ourselves right up to herd immunity, and we'll be done with it. That's how it's going to happen. I don't think we're going to get it. We're not going to get it. We don't have time to get it right before that. Anyways.
Where is Paul? Where's your office on opening up? Are you even thinking about it?
Well, when we get the green light to do it, we're open, working remotely. And we're sort of kind of liking it. I can see some people going, "Hey, this could be kind of permanent." And I'm like, well, maybe, but no.
Think of the office space. You can downsize, Paul. You can get a tiny house.
That's why your name's on the marquee, Paul.
Yeah, but make some enemies. But I think what we're going to see is that when they say open up, we don't have to just jump in and open back up. We're probably going to do it a little bit slower than need be, but kind of hoping that, as the summer progresses, that we're operating just the way we were a few months ago.
If my wedding were this summer, would you still go to my wedding like you did years ago?
Paul and I couldn't go.
No.
Socially distanced.
I wouldn't go either, frankly.
I would. It depends. Of course, your wedding was outside, right? Your wedding, a lot of it was outside, and fun, and other than that thunderstorm. One of the scariest thunderstorms I ever remember happening.
Forgot about that.
That was nuts, right?
Yeah.
Tons of lightning.
Sounds like we'll see you on Zoom. Then I guess, Paul, we'll see you on the Zooms.
That's how we'll do it.
Well, thanks for the time this morning, Paul. Be safe out there.
See you, buddy.
All right. See you guys.
Paul Harding, Martin Harding, Mazzotti, 1-800-LAW-1010, 1-800-LAW-1010.com, 100-LAW-10.